Sir, Mr. Burkhoff was investigated by the U.S. Secret Service, not by the FBI. I don't know specifics. What I do know is that there was no swap or concession, and it's my understanding that his release...
So we didn't get anything for it?
Sir, to the best of my knowledge, there were no swap or concessions.
Well, why do you think we... I mean, you've said Russia, your statements today, formidable foe, foremost adversary, and the threat is current. Mr. Burkhoff has been described as an asset of supreme importance, one of the most connected, skilled, malicious hackers ever apprehended by U.S. authorities, and you don't know why we let him go?
No, sir, it's a Department of Justice question.
But you're the director of cyber at the FBI in the Department of Justice. It's part of the Department of Justice, right?
Sir, yes, sir, it is, but obviously we're our own agency.
Now, look, I read your bio, and other than the degree from Michigan, it's pretty impressive. You've worked at FBI for like 20 years, right? You've held all kinds of positions. You're the director of cyber, and you can't tell me why we let the most notorious Russian hacker go, and you don't know what we got for it.
No, sir.
Were you consulted?
It's not an FBI investigation.
But you're the cyber man. Just Mr. Gates just talked about you're the key guy. You're the guy the administration sent here today to talk about cyber in lieu of in light of the fact that last week President Biden said the threat from Russia is imminent. You've confirmed that today. You said it is current, is as we speak, and you can't answer if it was a good idea or not, whether you were consulted?
Sir, I don't actually no, to your question, I was not consulted.
You were not consulted. Okay. You think it was a good idea?
Sir, I'm not in a position to comment on that.
The head of cyber is not in a position to comment. The guy in front of the Judiciary Committee at a time when the most formidable foe, our number one enemy when it comes to cyber attacks, with the threat that's imminent and current, can't answer whether it was a good idea or not, to release the most notorious Russian hacker we've ever caught.
Sir, it was a Department of Justice decision through the U.S. courts process, right? I would refer all the questions on Mr. Burkhoff.
Mr. Bornstein, why did you come? So far today, you've not been able to answer questions about Pegasus. You can't answer questions about sensitive investigative matters. Mr. Gates just went through the whole thing on Hunter Biden's laptop. You couldn't answer any questions about that. Can you answer questions about anything today? Can you answer questions about the school board situation, the spying on parents? You know anything about that?
Just to correct the record, sir, I actually did answer the questions to two representatives about NSO and Pegasus. To your point, I have not answered questions about the Hunter Biden laptop or about
the sensitive investigative matters.
I was just going to say that, if you let me finish, or about the sensitive investigative matter audit.
You know how many threat tags are on parents? How many of the threat tags that say EDU official have been assigned? How many cases now have that threat tag designation? Do you know anything about that?
Sir, no. All those questions should be referred to the Department of Justice.
Last week, in Mr. Biden's speech, he said this. I mean, just to emphasize, I can't figure this out. He said, when he's talking to business leaders, the magnitude of Russia's cyber capacity is fairly consequential, and it's coming, as we've talked about before and as you've said as well. We'll help you, saying to the business leaders, we'll help you in any way to deal with cyber attacks. Do you think it helps the businesses who the president is asking to do everything you can to shore up your systems? Do you think it helps to release the most notorious Russian hacker we've ever apprehended?
Sir, I'm not going to answer any questions about Mr. Burkhoff's Secret Service case. As I said, the decision was made, through my understanding, through the ordinary course of action by the U.S. courts.
Well, you've agreed to give us briefings on other issues. Do you think there's someone at the FBI who can brief us on the Burkhoff situation?
Probably not, because it's not our case.
Do you think there's a chance Mr. Burkhoff's name was on the Hunter Biden laptop?
Sir, I have no idea.
No idea. And that says it all. That says it all, because we want someone in front of the committee, as Mr. Gates alluded to. We want someone who can answer these questions about our constituents come up to me and talk to me about the school board situation. They come up and talk to me about the Hunter Biden laptop. They talk about all this. They're concerned with the fact that we had an FBI that has abused the FISA process. Looks like they've abused this sensitive investigative matter process. We've sent letters on it not to get a response. And by the way, we did send a letter to the Biden administration on the Burkhoff situation, ask them to respond by 5 o'clock yesterday. Got no response from them, and then the guy we send today, or the guy comes in front of the committee today, can't answer any questions about that either. Seems to me that'd be the most important question that we'd want the witness, Mr. Chairman, to be able to answer, is the whole, why did the United States of America let go Alexei Burkhoff? Why did we release him, put him on a plane back to Moscow when this is the biggest cyber threat we face is from Russia?